Your brain is running a 1,000-year forecast, while the rest of the room is still saying good morning. Sound familiar? If that feels less like a description and more like a personal attack, you're in the right place. In the next few minutes, I'm not just going to talk about INTJ overthinking. I'm going to hand you the off switch. We're talking about practical, actionable strategies that cut through the mental clutter and give you back control of your brilliant, yet sometimes exhausting, mind. Picture this. It's 2:13 a.m., and you're staring at the ceiling. Sleep is for mere mortals. You are on the 30th mental rewrite of an email you haven't even sent. Every word, every comma, every potential nuance is being scrutinized with the intensity of a diamond cutter. Welcome to INTJ Overthinking, a sprawling mental metropolis where you can't seem to stop simulating futures that will frankly never happen. It's a relentless, exhausting loop. But what if I told you there's a way to kill that loop? To quiet the constant hum of what-ifs and reclaim your peace of mind? Let's be honest, it's not just thinking, it's an entire mental marathon. This is caused by the powerful duo of introverted intuition, NI, married to introverted thinking, TI. These are the core operating system of your INTJ brain, and understanding them is the first step to taming the beast. Think of Ni as your brain's superpowered pattern recognizer. It's constantly building intricate, branching timelines and forecasting outcomes years down the line. It's why you're always 5 steps ahead. Ni doesn't just see a future, it sees all possible futures. While brilliant for strategic planning, it's also a relentless source of anxiety when unchecked, because it's always generating more data and more possibilities to consider. Then, you have T, your internal logic processor and relentless editor. It doesn't just accept an idea, it inspects every logical connection for flaws and inconsistencies. It demands airtight proof, not just for external arguments, but for your own internal conclusions. Together, Ni and T form a closed, self-referential loop that keeps rechecking and reanalyzing itself. It's an inescapable loop of proof, where every thought must be validated internally, leading to paralyzing overthinking. Add stress to this mix, and the machine overheats. When an INTJ is under pressure, we can slip into a TI critic lock. This isn't just self-doubt. It's a hypercritical internal monologue demanding unimpeachable proof for every micro-decision. The result? You're in the cereal aisle for 15 minutes, analyzing fiber content and long-term health implications because your TI critic is demanding a perfect choice. This isn't about shutting down your mental capacity. It's about opening a window and letting some fresh, external data in to break the cycle. The 7-step toolkit enough diagnosis. Let's talk solutions. These are the exact levers that have pulled hundreds of INTJ out of the spiral. They are ranked by how fast they interrupt the loop. Apply them ruthlessly when you catch yourself circling the drain. Talk to a smart human within 24 hours. Your cognition is designed for external benchmarking. When you're caught in a mental tangle, the fastest way out is to present that tangle to someone whose intellect you respect. The magic happens the moment your complex, internal logic hits the air. The circular reasoning that T loves to create often snaps into focus simply by being vocalized. This isn't about getting an answer. It's about externalizing the problem. Articulating your thoughts forces you to structure them coherently, which often reveals the flaws you couldn't see internally. It's like debugging code. Sometimes you just need to print the variable to see what's really going on. Schedule that call before your brain builds a 15th contingency model for a scenario that has a 0.01% chance of occurring. Impose a decision deadline. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available. For INTJ, decisions expand to fill the mental space allotted. We can spend weeks refining a minor decision, which is our TI seeking optimal perfection. The antidote is an artificial scarcity of time. Pick a physical kitchen timer and set it for 25 minutes. Your mission is to make the decision before that bell rings. No revision, no second guessing. This isn't about making a flawless decision. It's about making a decision and moving on. You will survive the imperfection. This forces your T to prioritize closure over exhaustive analysis, a muscle that needs strengthening. It teaches your brain that good enough is often superior to perfect, but never done. Build a good enough criterion list. Perfection is a moving target that INTJ chase to their own exhaustion. Your TI demands the absolute best solution. Instead, let's freeze the target by defining good enough with crystal clarity. Before you begin the spiral, write down 3 and only 3 bullet points that qualify a choice as acceptable. These are your non-negotiables. When every box is ticked, you pull the trigger. That's it. For example, cost under budget, aligns with 5-year vision, can be reversed in under 30 days. If those 3 are met, the decision is made. This strategy directly combats analysis paralysis by setting a clear finish line for your TI, helping you accept that decisions don't have to be perfect to be effective. Move your body on a timer, stuck in a loop, your brain buzzing, your body glued to a chair. It's time to intentionally engage your inferior extroverted sensing SE. Stand up. Walk to the far end of the building, touch the wall, and walk back. This 90-second action reboots your nervous system. It forces your attention into the present physical moment, pulling you out of the abstract NITI loop. It's a physical pattern interrupt. A 2022 university study found that chronic overthinkers who paired short, intentional movement breaks with decision deadlines cut rumination time by 38%. So next time you're stuck, don't try to think your way out. Move your way out. It's a microdose of present moment awareness that anchors your NI and calms your TI. Create an external memory dump. Your working memory is remarkably limited, with maybe 4 or 5 slots for active thinking. A single complex project can eat up most of that space, which is why you feel overwhelmed. Your TI critic keeps rehearsing the same information over and over, trying to hold everything in those precious few slots. The solution is to offload the rest. Get it out of your head and onto a whiteboard or a digital document. Once the information is stored outside your skull, your TI critic literally stops rehearsing it. Keep the dump visible. This frees up working memory, allowing your brain to process new information rather than constantly juggling everything internally. It's a powerful way to reduce cognitive load and quiet the internal chatter. Schedule worry appointments. This sounds counterintuitive, but give your worries a container. Trying to suppress obsessive thoughts is like holding a beach ball underwater. It just bobs back up with more force. Instead, allocate a specific 15-minute block daily where you are allowed to catastrophize and ruminate. Set a timer. When it rings, you close the notebook, stand up, and move on. Paradoxically, INTJ report that after a week or two, the appointment itself starts to feel absurd. The loop shrinks because your brain learns, okay, there's a designated container for this. I don't need to worry about it now. This teaches your brain to postpone and eventually diminish the urgency of overthinking. Practice single-task exposure. This is your daily push-up for present moment awareness, directly engaging your inferior SE. Your NI pulls you to the future, your TI into analysis. We need to anchor you in the now. Pick one single sensory experience. The temperature of water as you wash your hands, the sound of a fan, the texture of your shirt. For 60 uninterrupted seconds, focus only on that sensation. Don't judge it, just observe it. This mindfulness microdose trains your SE to anchor your dominant NI in the present. Doing this 3 times a day builds the muscle of present moment awareness, making it easier to pull yourself out of an overthinking spiral. Let's be honest, isolation is gasoline on the overthinking fire. When you're trapped in your own head, your NITI loop becomes an echo chamber. You need calibrated social input, not small talk, but structured, intellectually stimulating engagement that challenges your internal models. Without external validation or constructive challenges, your TI will just keep reproving what it already believes. What kind of social interaction helps? Join a mastermind group. Small, dedicated groups that meet regularly to discuss challenges and brainstorm solutions. The format is structured and intellectually rigorous. Find a specialized online community. Look for groups on Discord or other platforms focused on your professional field, or a complex hobby where discussions are deep and analytical. Form a bi-weekly lunch group. Meet with colleagues where members present a problem and the group grills them on it. The format matters. It needs to be structured and intellectually ruthless. This isn't therapy. It's mental sparring. When you present your ideas, your logic is subjected to external scrutiny, forcing your TI to justify itself in real time. But here's the bonus. Watching peers make flawed decisions and still land on their feet is incredibly liberating. Your TI critic, which demands perfection from you, loosens its grip when it sees others succeed despite imperfections. Your environment is not neutral. It's either working for you or against you. A chaotic environment can trigger stress and the need to regain control, which leads to more internal analysis. The goal is to design your surroundings to default you into action and starve overthinking loops. Let's eliminate friction. 1 pen rule. Keep only 1 pen on your desk. Store the backup elsewhere. This is a micro-decision removed. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This prevents small items from entering your mental queue and festering. Automate reminders and alerts. Use phone alerts labeled "Decision Done" after each major choice. The notification acts as a digital witness, sealing the commitment and preventing post-decision rumination. Batch. Similar choices. Don't answer emails sporadically. Designate specific times to process them all at once. Plan your entire week on Sunday night. Batching reduces decision fatigue. Optimize your workspace. Reduce sensory chaos. A clean, organized, and functional workspace supports mental clarity and focus. Pre-decide daily routines. Decide what you'll wear, eat, and when you'll exercise the night before. The fewer micro-decisions you make in the moment, the more mental energy you conserve for complex problems. INTJ, with their demanding TI, often treat decisions as if they are permanent tattoos etched into reality. This mindset is a significant contributor to analysis paralysis. But reality is more like a whiteboard. Most choices can be edited, adjusted, or erased. First, challenge the permanence. Ask yourself, what's the actual cost to reverse this decision? If the answer is under 2 hours of effort, or less than 5% of my cash, then you need to take action. The fear of an irreversible mistake often far outweighs the actual consequences. Second, treat life as a portfolio, not a single hand of poker. Your TI critic wants every decision to be a winner, but in a portfolio, a single bad call won't sink you if the overall trend line points up. This mindset shifts your focus from individual, isolated perfection to overall, aggregated progress. A 2023 productivity survey found that INTJ who adopted this portfolio mindset increased their execution speed by 47% without raising error rates. That's the power of embracing imperfection. It allows you to move forward and gather real-world data rather than staying trapped in theory. Okay, enough listening. Time for action. I want you to try the external memory dump today. Grab a pen and paper or open a fresh document and offload your current mental loop. Get every single thought out of your head. Comment dumped once you've done it. I reply to every comment with feedback, and the best dumps get featured in next week's video. Even with the best strategies, life happens. A surprise budget cut or an unexpected curveball can make your defenses crumble. This is where the dreaded say grip activates. Your dominant NI becomes overwhelmed, and your inferior SE takes over in an unhealthy, impulsive way. Suddenly, you're binge-watching an entire show, overcleaning your apartment, or impulse-buying gadgets you don't need. It's your brain screaming for an immediate distraction from the overwhelming internal analysis. The key is to spot this pattern early. Once you identify it, substitute a controlled sensory input. 20 burpees. Get your heart rate up and feel the burn. It's intense, immediate, and anchors you in your body. A cold shower. The shock of cold water instantly snaps you into the present moment. It's impossible to overthink when you're that cold. Assembling IKEA furniture. A tangible, step-by-step task that requires focus on physical objects and results in a clear outcome. Here's the crucial next step. Pair these controlled sensory inputs with a hard stop and an immediate, productive action. For example, after these 20 burpees, I must send that risky email. You use the surge of physical energy to propel yourself into a task your overthinking had paralyzed you from completing. Overthinking isn't a one-time dragon to slay. It's a chronic condition for the INTJ brain. You can't swap out your hardware, but you can install better software. The goal is to manage it, not eliminate it. This requires a consistent, proactive approach. I recommend scheduling a quarterly review. List every stalled decision. Go through your projects and personal life. Identify every decision you've been delaying due to analysis paralysis. Apply the 7-step toolkit. For each stalled decision, consciously apply one or more of the strategies we discussed. Log lessons learned. What worked, what didn't. Document these insights about your own patterns. Archive the notes. Create a dedicated folder titled Loops Killed. Every quarter, add your review notes to this folder. Watching that folder grow becomes powerful, tangible evidence that you're winning. It feeds your need for measurable progress. Most INTJ who consistently implement this quarterly review report that momentum snowballs after the 3rd review. Their brain starts to trust the system, allowing it to release the death grip on endless internal debate. Like, share, and subscribe if you felt this. And if you're an INTJ, drop a red heart in the comments to let the rest of us know you're watching. You can't swap out your INTJ hardware. Your brain is wired for deep analysis and strategic foresight. That's a superpower. But you can install better software to ensure that superpower serves you. Use external brains to challenge your internal proofs. Impose deadlines to force action. Leverage movement to break mental loops. Build environments that default you into action. And crucially, accept that good enough executed today beats immaculate next decade. Embrace the portfolio mindset. Tonight, When you're tempted to start another round of mental rewrites, remember what you've learned. Set the timer, hit send, and then go to sleep. It's time to reclaim your mental freedom.